Hello everyone, this is Annie. I am a clay artist and I also own a small business called Sugar Cafe Charms. I make cute clay charms to keep my inner child alive and hopefully give you all a serotonin boost. Recently, from my shop, one of the most popular items are the cake boxes that I make, and a lot of you guys have been requesting me to make a video on them. So in this video, I will be covering up the behind the scenes and the process into making these cake boxes, and it's going to be a long video because there are a lot of steps. You first need to make the resin bases, and then you need to make the frosting, and then finally you can assemble everything. So it's going to be a long video, but I really hope that you guys enjoy it. And with that being said, let's get started with this video. So the idea of making cake boxes came to my mind last year when lunchbox cakes or bento cakes were so popular. I mean, the idea to create something that looks like food but isn't really food has always kind of fascinated me, and so that's where my research began, and I just really wanted to create a box that looks like a cake but isn't really a cake. So I knew that I want to use resin for my base since it can be colored and it can be customized, but the main issue was the frosting because it's very difficult to find something that has a texture like frosting but is also sturdy enough. So it was very difficult for me to find the perfect material for this, but I am so happy that it finally worked out. Whenever I get an order for a cake box, the process always starts with making the resin boxes because they are the base and resin takes 24 hours to cure. This is a epoxy resin which I'm using, and it is a two-part resin, and with resin you have to be really specific with the measurements, so a weighing scale is highly recommended, otherwise it's really easy to mess it up. I think making a resin cake box is so much easier than making an actual cake. If you have seen my previous shot, you guys might already know that my childhood dream was to become a cake decorator. Seeing baking videos and like cooking shows has always been one of my interests, and I think it helped a lot while making these cake boxes. I think this cake boxes really defines my account because like my account's name is Sugar Cafe Charms, and I think these cakes actually make my account look like a cafe. But as we were chatting, our resin boxes are finished and we will just let them cure for 24 hours. It's the next day and it has been 24 hours, and now our resin pieces are completely ready to be demolded. Demolding resin pieces is actually one of my favorite steps because look how satisfying this is. To be honest, even though I have been making resin stuff for like 1 year now, it's very unpredictable because of course it's a liquid that you are pouring into the mold and finally it's a solid material. So it's very unpredictable and very nerve-wracking, especially when it includes a lot of color, but since this was just black, I was not too tensed. But the good thing is now it's ready to be frosted. For the frosting, I use acrylic wall crack filler paste. You guys might also know it as spackle, and the brand that I use is by Asian Paints, and as you can see, the texture of it is so similar to real frosting. And for different purposes you might need to adjust the consistency as you need. So if I want a thinner consistency, I usually add a little bit of water, and if I want a thicker consistency, I usually add a little bit of chalk powder to it, and to color the frosting I add a little bit of acrylic color. Next few steps that I'm doing are pretty much self-explanatory. I don't really know what I should be saying in this. So in the meantime, let's chat, and let's chat about comments. So in my previous video, I talked about how everybody on the internet is not going to like your art, and some might even go ahead and leave a hate comment. And there were so many people agreeing with that statement and said that they also relate with that statement because they are also artists. And a few of them also asked me that how I personally deal with hate comments and hate messages. And the best way is to ignore them. And although I advise you all to ignore the hate comments, it's just not possible even for me. Like, I would be getting so many lovely appreciative comments each day, but at the end of the day, hate comments are the ones that I will remember. But now, to be honest, I have kind of learned how to deal with them. Here are some of the examples of the rude comments that I get. In this one, this person called my stuffs immature, and I was like, you know what? Yes, my stuffs are immature, and so what? As an adult, we can like cute stuffs and immature stuffs as well. I mean, I still watch Doraemon and Shin-chan with my 10-year-old cousin, and we love it. And that's how we keep our inner child alive. And we don't want to become boring adults like you. And here is another comment that says that my voice is annoying, and I kind of agree. I find my voice annoying as well. I do find a lot of voices annoying as well, but do I go around and say them that your voice is annoying? No, because I feel it's rude. Voice is something we cannot change, and I especially was really insecure about my voice. I never did voiceovers on my Instagram video till 2023, and I think that was the best decision I took, because when you are a small business owner, people don't just connect with your product but also connect with the person behind the account, and by sharing my voice and sharing my stories, I did that. So now I am absolutely not going to stop doing voiceovers, so the people who find them annoying can mute them. And lastly, let's take the very first hate comment that I got on YouTube, which is this one. And I got this comment on my clay making video, and this person said that I'm wasting 50% of my home money. And even though they were trying to write a hate comment, it's just straight up funny, because this is something my mom would say. Now you can call me a bad person for this, but I actually took a look into this person's account, and turns out they are a YouTuber as well. Now I don't want to judge anyone, but it's highly possible that this person is trying to grow their account, but they are frustrated and they want to take out this frustration on somebody, and the best thing that they can find was internet. 90% of the hate comments that we usually get are people taking out their own frustration and their own anger on us, and that is their issue, and we don't have anything to do in that. So next time when you are worried about hate comments, just remember this statement. While we were chatting, we are almost done with our cake boxes. I'm just attaching the small accessories using E6000 glue, and they are ready. This is how the cake turned out at last, and in case you're wondering, yes, that is my sweater in the background. I mean, don't judge me, but that's the only purple thing I could find at that moment. But anyways, these are some of the video shots that I took, and I absolutely loved how these cakes turned out, and I hope that you guys liked it too. Before ending this video, I just want to let you guys know that these comments are not the only comments that I get. I don't normally get hate comments, and I feel so lucky for that. Here are some of the lovely appreciative comments that I get every single day, and they really help me to kind of ignore the hate comments. So if you are planning on making a social media account or an art account, then please go ahead, because there are lovely people on the internet as well, and there might be a few that might leave hate comments, but as I said, you must ignore them. With that being said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.